LouddMouth Radio is on your airwaves, and we are broadcasting live. Today is February 13th, 2020. I'm about to say 2019, y'all. We're already on 2020. What are we doing? We got to make sure that we're all hooked up and ready to go. We are live on our studio lines at 347-826-7520. It is a Thursday morning, and I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. If you're at work, if you're riding in your car, whatever you're doing, I hope you're focused, geared up, and excited, because I know we're excited. We're live on LouddMouth Radio, and our show today, Off the Market, a real estate show focused on discussing all things real estate, is live. In today's topic, we're actually going to the sunny wilds of Florida, talking about real estate investing in the Tampa Bay market. And we have a very, very special guest that is going to enlighten us about a lot of things that's happening in that area, as well as some of the magnificent things that she's able to offer and present in her market with her exquisite amount of experience. And as always, we're so grateful that you took the time to be a part of this broadcast. Now, if you have not had an opportunity to follow us, we are available on social media, on all your favorite networks of Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as our broadcast is available on your favorite podcast. So if you're an Apple person, we're on Apple, iTunes. If you got an Android, connected with us on Google. And, of course, we're on iHeart, TuneIn, Stitcher Radio. You just pick one and name it, and we're there. So we want to start off our show with recognizing some of our media partners. As always, they've been a vital part of our success as we're going into our 7th season as a network. Our premium sponsor and one of our dedicated and magnificent businesses, Solid Rock Solutions Group, LLC of Atlanta, specializing in trucking, logistics, freight management. You can get your trucking company started 24/7 with dispatch services, full operation and management support. And you can reach them at 404-642-0555. Ms. Johnny Taylor, who is manager of that operation, has ensembled a wonderful management group and is growing that business magnificently. And if you want to find more information, you can also go right on Facebook to Solid Rock Solutions Group and connect with them. So if you guys, I know that we're in the season of tax season, so a lot of people are trying to figure out what they want to do as far as their 2020 and beyond. So if you're looking into getting into trucking, you have box trucks, you want to do something with Amazon, or you want to get 18-wheelers, that's your contact, that's your source, Solid Rock Solutions Group. Now, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and we're going to bring on our special guest, Ms. Shawntavia Turner, right after this delightful little commercial.
You're listening to the LouddMouth Radio Network. Insurance Associates Atlanta, formerly Mathis Insurance Services, is an independent agency offering personal, commercial, life, and health insurance products to meet the needs of your business and your family. We specialize in helping you protect all of your assets, whether you're purchasing insurance for the first time or searching for better products at a better price. Feel free to contact us at 770-483-0310. We're conveniently located at 1030 Remington Drive in Conyers, Georgia. Visit us online at insurance-iaa.com.
Ladies, are you looking for the next best find? Don Shea Shoutique will bring out your inner glam. The lady herself, Miss Don Shea, is dedicated to providing you with the latest in Hotlanta fashion footwear. It'll make you stand out at every event. In addition to our amazing prices, we are the go-to source for high fashion footwear. So stop by and shop online. We're sure to have the right shoes for you. www.donshay-shoes.com. That's www.donshay-shoes.com. Don Shay's is the only place you can go to still be sane and have a sure side.
Recent auto accident, back pain, neck pain, stress, headaches? Ewing Chiropractic can help. Here at Ewing Chiropractic, our office utilizes an approach of pain relief measures for the treatment of auto accidents, slip and fall, sport, and on-the-job injuries, as well as acute and chronic pain. We can be reached at 678-586-3592 and located at 5459 North Henry Boulevard, GC in Stockbridge, Georgia. Healing the injured one spine at a time. We can be reached at ewingchiropractic.com.
Just a few months. I'm so excited about us being a part of this amazing year, 2020. If you're like me, you're doing everything you can to push your brand ahead, and you want to make sure that everything is lining up with the things that you desire to do. So you try to connect with those who are doing some things in their communities, and that's what we've always been about, is providing some of the intricate people that are in our communities around the world that are doing some amazing things. And I want to go ahead and say good morning to Ms. Shawntavia Turner. Welcome to LouddMouth Radio.
Thank you. Good morning.
How are you?
Really good. Happy to be joining in on the conversation today.
Thank you. I know, right? I always say that it's a wonderful thing to be able to have something to share. And one thing that I do know about you, even though we haven't had a physical meeting, is that you've been working, you've been doing some things, you got some knowledge that I think you're going to be able to share to our listening audience. So, Shawntavia, what I want to do is introduce and tell a little bit about your bio that I have here, and we're going to get right into it. Is that good? That works for you?
It does.
Okay, wonderful. So, Ms. Turner, we have our dogs in the studio. So if you can hear Ziggy and Zoe, that was them. I think they want to say hello, too, this morning.
Okay.
Shawntavia Turner is a licensed real estate broker and managing owner of Turnkey Real Estate Brokerage and Turnkey School of Real Estate in St. Petersburg, Florida. With over 10 years of combined real estate brokerage and business management experience, she's a native of Florida who has offered regional expertise in many real estate fields, from residential sales, leasing, to business brokering, and commercial real estate, all while pursuing her BA in business management. She has obtained degrees in business administration and entrepreneurship with a focus in project management. Oh, my kind of girl. Yes.
Right.
She's also an experienced developer of residential construction. So Turnkey Real Estate Brokerage is located right at 3651 42nd Avenue South in Suite C 102 in St. Petersburg, Florida. Welcome to the show, Shawntavia. So if you would, my one faithful guest of today, I also want to start off saying that this young lady is the first African-American woman to have a real estate school in St. Petersburg. So I'm going to go ahead and toot your horn so we can go ahead and get started.
Right.
How about that?
Right. Thank you.
And how did you get into real estate? That's always going to be the first question I want to know and ask.
Right. So I always had a passion for it. and the opportunity came for me to pursue that. I owned a salon 10 years prior to getting into real estate, and just physical deterioration, wrist problems, and back problems. And I was looking for an exit strategy that that would allow me to have the same flexibility and schedule and still make some, enough income. And I just decided to just pursue that passion that I had for real estate, and it turned out well. It worked out. So that's how I kind of transitioned. And it was sales. I did sales before, so I just stepped out in faith and started my real estate career, and it worked out well.
Shawntavia, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. All right. So you say you got started right into real estate, and from there, now you've had a wonderful combination of not only residential but also some commercial real estate. So where does that fall in line with the time period that you've been working and doing your due diligence?
So I mainly my focus was on residential real estate for the first couple of years, just to get acclimated with the process, the transactions, and the way things work. And then the opportunity arose for me to dibble and dabble in commercial real estate the latter part of last year, and I went ahead and got some extra education on it because it's slightly different. Used the same license for, but it's a different market. And I had some opportunities come up, and especially with multifamily and getting to apartment management. I have some management projects going on in South Florida, and locking in those contracts that really was like, well, let me just open up the floodgates for the commercial, and it just started coming in.
That is wonderful. So for you at this point, with the market, has been fluctuating for the last 20 years. Florida is always a good market.
Yeah.
But how were things for you when 9/11 was happening?
So I wasn't in real estate at the time. I got into I got into real estate about 6 years ago. So I wasn't involved in 9/11, and when we have the depression back in 2008, 2009, I wasn't involved in real estate either. I was in the hair industry, the beauty industry at that time. But it did affect.
Okay, so for you, but you lived in that area
right
during that time period, didn't you?
Right.
Okay. Now, were you a homeowner? During
I was
2000?
Not at the time. No, but I was leasing commercial space though, and it didn't affect my business as much just because of the industry I was in. Us we get our hair done, we get our nails done regardless, right? Beauty is everything. So it didn't affect my business and sales wise, but it did affect the tourism part, because where I was located. So the tourism was affected this part of St. Pete, and then the sales. Being a witness to it, I didn't own property at the time, but being a witness to the market, it did take a hard hit. And then since then, when the economy took a turn, we started seeing a rise in the market of stability. It just kept stable, and we have this great booming and flourishing market that we have now in Tampa Bay area, and results of that uprise.
Absolutely. So as an entrepreneur, you know and understand the pitfalls of how things go up and down. And, with you being a broker, how challenging has it been for you with building your business as a broker in that market?
So I haven't faced many challenges. I'm more of a strategic planner, and I assess risk. So I kind of did a whole risk assessment, and I kind of try to mitigate those prior to diving deep into it. So once I got into real estate,
listen to my project manager.
Right. That's a big side coming out of me. So
that's that PM, man.
Right. So the only challenge is now is brand recognition. You know, it's just competing in the space for my brand to be recognized along with some of the more, you know, familiar brands, and just building the agent. You know, building, sustaining, retaining those agents that do come to Turnkey.
Right.
So yeah. So
but you know, it's so funny, Shawntavia. You went from hair, and this is the thing. It's so similar in the inside. I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm going to say this. My wife is actually a licensed hairstylist too, master cosmetologist, and it's so similar. When you're a salon owner, you're in that same process where you're trying to build and you want to draw in other stylists who are licensed to work within your salon to provide services and be a representation of the brand. Now you're a broker, right? And you have real estate agents who license up underneath you, which is significantly different when it comes to the liability stake, though. But it does have that same house, you know, the house of holding, as far as having agents coming in and doing their due diligence and providing services to other potential homeowners or existing homeowners who are looking to sell or invest into additional portfolios. So you mentioned, the brand recognition of things for you as far as the business. So as far as St. Pete, Tampa Bay, I'm actually licensed in the same area for going almost 2 years now, and I've seen such an influx of different things that have taken place within the Tampa Bay market over the years. What have you found to be a consistency in that market for those who are considering to invest into the Tampa Bay market? What have you seen in the years that you've been involved in real estate that you've seen consistently in that area?
Consistent. There's growth always, and there's influx of new citizens coming. So when you think about Hillsborough County and you're considering Riverview, Ruskin, Brandon area, those are the projected cities to have the fastest growth within the next 5 years in our region. So it's going to aid and it's only going to destabilize and support the market that we have now. So in the Tampa Bay market, a house on average sits on the market 33 days before it's sold, right? And every house probably has 2 or more offers, and that's the average, which is a great market to invest in, whether you're on the investment side where you're retaining properties and you're doing the investments and renting them out, or if you're purchasing, primary, owner-occupied residence for you to purchase. It's great. The average prices are around $250,000. Which is about a 13% increase from last year. So the market in the Tampa Bay area is booming, right? It's doing well. So investing in it now will be a smart choice. It'll be a wise decision. Invest in the area.
Absolutely. So if you're trying to establish, home ownership in the market, if you're looking at expanding as far as investing and picking up multi-unit properties. Now I'm going to tell you something what I've noticed about Tampa Bay. St. Pete is a different market than Tampa. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes,
yeah, there's a slight difference. As I say, over the bridge, there's a little bit of a difference. So for those in the St. Pete market, St. Pete has such a different aspect to me than Tampa does. There's been a longevity of many communities and areas in St. Pete that's had what we call not just renovation, but a lot of revitalization. And then you also still have homes that have been there, early 1900s that are Spanish style homes. Like if you go into Old Northeast and, you come into different aspects and sides of St. Pete. What do you find to be probably the biggest rush as far as sales right now? Is it more single-family homes or multi-family units? And then price point-wise, what is the average, would you say, for single-family homes as far as sales right now in that market?
So in the Pinellas County, which is the St. Pete area, the the average home is about $275,000. So it's about a 4% increase from last year's market. And most of them you see are your single family, a residential that's including your townhomes and condos. But there's a lot of our multifamily and mixed use. So the thing about it is, Pinellas County is so built out that you see a lot of revitalization from older properties because there's no land to build new construction on, right? Mm-hmm. So everybody's just investing, revitalizing the homes that are here, and that's also why you see the Tampa market is really, really booming, and we see a 13% increase in Tampa versus St. Pete, well, it's a 4% increase because Pinellas County is so built up, and then Tampa has the new areas that they're moving into with new construction, like I mentioned, Riverview, Ruskin, the Brandon, Waimama area, that is increasing that Tampa area. But Pinellas County is so built up, but if you look at our downtown, you see a lot of developments going up, a lot of condos and townhome developments, along with mixed use. Mixed use is getting very popular, which is commercial at the bottom and then residential above it.
At the top. Right,
yeah. And I think our mayor in St. Pete has a lot to do with that. He has a strong focus on investing in people, and affordable housing has been on his agenda. And I think just having that city backing along with the community coming together and pledging to revitalize and the grants that's available that's aiding in that, that's how that's why you see such a influx of revitalization, and along with the beaches and everybody coming to enjoy what we have to offer.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Clearwater has one of the most sought after beachfront oceans, especially during spring break and just throughout the year. And then you also have, St. Pete Beach, and it's just a great inlet. I always said that I could see St. Pete surpassing Sarasota in growth and commodities, and this was in the late 90s. I saw this, and Shawntavia, being in that area, what St. Pete looks like now did not look like that 20 years ago.
Oh yeah,
right?
At all.
At all. You had some tumbleweed. It wasn't uncommon to see some things that was just not having a lot of growth of movement in the downtown area. Now you really can't find anything in that area.
Yeah.
Less than 300,000. You know what I mean?
Okay. And we're talking about for a condo, right? A high rise. Yeah.
Absolutely.
600 square foot high rise.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So for the most part, when people think about Tampa, St. Pete, what do you think is one of the biggest grabbers, whether it's landmarks or, community? What do you think is some of the things that sticks out in people's minds when it comes to, coming into St. Pete, Tampa Bay?
I think everybody's perspective will be based off their lifestyle. So, you ask some and they're in love with the beaches, and that's what they come for. And then we have, I guess our nightlife is getting there. Downtown, they're doing a great job with building that out and providing entertainment. So I guess it's just who you ask, and we have so many museums, and if you're into the cultural arts, we have a whole entire arts district that's dedicated to that. We have a lot of breweries for beer brewing, and so it's a full gamut of things to do in St. Pete now. So I guess based off your lifestyle, I guess that will be your attraction to St. Pete,
Absolutely. I think for those who have not, maybe infrequently come into the area, you will immediately see what Shawntavia is mentioning. And I think that's what is probably the biggest component of the draw to the Tampa St. Pete market. There's quite a bit of, I know that there is a few Fortune 500 companies, I believe, that's probably on the Tampa side. But there's just a tremendous amount of growth. The weather is always going to be a draw, right?
Always.
The other thing is there's no state tax in the state of Florida. which is always another huge thing that draws people when it comes to the cost of living. The weather itself is always going to be a conception part of it, about that. And then Tampa St. Pete sits right in a great part of like the mid part of the state. So you're 3 or 4 hours from Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Tallahassee is about 3 or 4 hours away. Orlando is less than 2 hours away. And you have the ability to get to those different areas, even as I call the hot spots. Orlando, definitely tourism is extremely high. Miami, equally the same. You guys, Florida just hosted the Super Bowl in Miami. So, being in that Tampa Bay market.
Yeah,
it's coming to Tampa next year?
Yes, ma'am. We have Super Bowl Tampa in Tampa in 2021.
Shut up. Back to back in Florida. That is so awesome.
Yeah.
So things like that is the exact reason why you take advantage of the opportunities of what you can see. And I will tell you this, Shawntavia, that's one of the reasons that I've always tried to keep a pulse. St. Pete, Tampa Bay is my second home. I'm originally from Chicago, but I've always known and always foreseen the Tampa Bay market as a thriving market. Even it used to have a really slow growth. Now I think it's on an uptick. It's moving so much faster than what especially people that have been there for a number of years. I know they're looking around them and like, oh my God! Every time I come back and forth, and there's something that's going up new. I don't mean a little something. I mean like a lot of the condos and the multi-use buildings that you're speaking of. So for you, what would you tell a homeowner that is considering St. Pete, and in regards to coming to Turnkey, what could they experience coming to your brokerage directly?
Oh, so we pride ourselves on a dedication. We give our clients superb customer service, and I know most other people can say the same thing, but it's a difference. And being a native, that's always a plus to be from here, and knowing the area geographically and understanding the market and understanding those stresses in that the cyclical cycle of real estate in the area. We definitely have experience with that. The integrity of the brokerage and our professionalism. We pride ourselves on performance. We go above and beyond for our clientele. So, and of course, purchasing in Tampa Bay area, St. Pete, and surrounding cities is definitely a plus. Whether you're looking to rent it out, Airbnb, or move into
Absolutely.
the area and have that primary residence, the economy here can satisfy any of those avenues for real estate, right? So that's the great thing about our market, is that you'll definitely see equity in any of those avenues that you choose here in the Tampa Bay area. And, it's forecasted that we're going to have a stable economy for a couple of years to come. And so it's a great investment. Either avenue that you choose is a great investment in the Tampa Bay area. And we would love over here at Turnkey to assist anybody in purchasing or selling any properties, whether it's residential, whether it's commercial, or even property management, because we do that as well in the area.
Absolutely. So if anyone wondered, what may or may not be the upside, the downside, only thing I can say, from what they may say may be the one side of things is that, Florida is susceptible to the seasonal things of hurricanes and stuff like that. And what is also super ironic is that the Tampa Bay market has had this haven of safety for a number of years that I cannot begin to tell you. As they say, dodge bullets. I don't know what you want to, how you want to put it, but just the cove of it being on the west end of the state, and there's a couple of things ironic. You have the Gulf of Mexico, that's running up. Right, you had a body of water, the Gulf of Mexico, and when it comes to the many, many different storms that have gone through Florida, Tampa, St. Pete has always been very blessed. You have Oldsmar, like you said, Brandon, Riverview, Sarasota. That whole cove over there has just been nothing but probably one of the best areas to be in consideration when it's come to storms. And so, of course, you're always going to have your water, what do you call it, like your insurance with your coverages.
Right.
But that's one area that has been very much a very fortunate area that has not been beat down from the hurricanes.
Yeah, and I think
a lot
also
of
what you were
people
saying
say
earlier about where we're located. So we're kind of in the
yeah.
center of the state. So it'll kind of slow down or not be as effective by the time it gets to us if it's coming from the south. Because of the land and all the other cities it has to pass before it gets to us, it kind of breaks it down before it hits our area. So we've really been blessed, and I think it's just about where we're located in the state.
Absolutely. And it's not by default. It's been a wonderful thing with that being the case. So for those who may be thinking about, hurricanes, but, really the weather has come to a point now that it's so sporadic that all over the U.S. there's really no place that you could determine normality.
Right.
But it's a wonderful thing to know that you can invest somewhere that has always had a dynamic of influx. People are always going to come to retire into Florida or to vacation into Florida. So it's like you mentioned earlier, it's a great place to invest in, even if you're not living in full time. The Airbnb market has definitely been a big part of the aspect of people purchasing and renting out property there. What would you say for Turnkey? What is it that you feel like you would want your next 5 years to look like with your brokerage within the market itself?
Oh yeah, market share, definitely. We want to gain a market share and more brand recognition in our area and expand into other areas. So our office now is in St. Pete, so we're looking to get other offices, especially in the Riverview, Brandon area, the projected growing cities. We definitely want to have a presence in Tampa, in the city as an office. So just growing that and growing our agents and providing opportunities for people and building bank accounts. And in our mission, we were very passionate over here about affordable housing and supporting, I'm a millennial, so supporting millennials to purchasing home and home ownership and the importance of it. So educating our communities, not in just, making a dollar off of them, but also educating and providing and infusing that into our generations and those to come to understand the importance of ownership and owning property and holding your property and not selling, and having something for generations and, your legacy.
Absolutely. I love that. I don't think that, it is definitely a different dynamic than it was about 15, 20 years ago. You mentioned millennials. And the scope of thought processes when it comes to home ownership has changed significantly through the generations. And we have a huge amount of baby boomers now. I think that there's a large commodity of homeowners that are shifting. Our baby boomers a lot of them are coming from larger homes and going down to smaller homes.
Right.
They're empty nesters, right? And then, too, gentrification has been a big part of things that in certain markets a lot of people are leaving, Right. You have certain cities and I hear a lot of them, from Los Angeles to Chicago to San Francisco, and a lot of your markets where the cost of living may be extremely on the higher end, and people are going into your southern areas and southern states like Atlanta, St. Pete, Tampa Bay, Dallas, Texas. You hear a lot of the people going into areas where they may get 2 or 3 times more for their dollar. So with that being said, there's a healthy cycle that's happening. Not to say that everybody's running from those places, but there is a cycle that is constant that's happening. And so Tampa is just one of those markets that will always give you opportunity to have choices of, there is some good single family, but the condo increases that's happening down there has become a tremendous amount of staple for downtown St. Pete especially.
Right.
And like you mentioned, when you have a shortage of space, a lot of times that's why you see so much more of that growth. And then, too, people are simplistically living when it comes to maintenance, and views. You also got to take into account that like downtown St. Pete, there's the pier that they've actually redid that pier out there, right? Downtown.
Yeah, they redid the whole thing, and I want to say the latter part of this year, it'll be I guess it's like a marketplace at the front of it is open, and they did some bids for businesses to start selling items and bringing the tourism back down there, but it's going to be beautiful. But to your point about millennials, and like the shift, the mindset has shifted, and I think it has to do, especially in our market here, has a lot to do with those supportive community organizations like One Community in the 2020 plan, and like I was saying, the mayor and other community organizations that help fund and help instill those things into our community. So it tells the millennials like, hey, you're not too young to purchase, right? And then there's these grants and opportunities out here that will help you be able to purchase and leverage your money and save something, but still be a homeowner and not rent forever. So all of that, kind of has shifted the mindset of our generation, well, my generation, to recognize the importance of home ownership and recognize availability. Like there's grants and programs and organizations and systems in place to help you become that homeowner.
Absolutely. I think for the most part, the development aspect is what you're speaking of too, the intentional development. So from your perspective as a broker, what would you like to see come into St. Pete that maybe is not there right now?
There's I guess some more of there's some plans and things going on that we just had a press conference from the One Community. It's starting to be a frontier, a pioneer, and this is the mixed-use space. More of it to give more opportunities for those that don't have brick and mortar, for businesses and small businesses, to give them an opportunity to have those spaces. So we see so much is being invested into the residential side of it, but not as much in the commercial and the opportunities for small businesses to have a brick and mortar and the opportunity to get into the game. So I think for me it would be that, is to see more opportunities arising, and whether it's smaller suite spaces or what have you, but just an opportunity for those smaller businesses to get their start with brick and mortar.
Right, absolutely. Some niche markets. Let's take a quick commercial break real quick, Shawntavia, and we're going to come right back and let you share with our audience how they can find you, okay?
Absolutely. Thanks.
Hold on just one sec.
You're listening to the LouddMouth Radio Network. Insurance Associates Atlanta, formerly Mathis Insurance Services, is an independent agency offering personal, commercial, life, and health insurance products to meet the needs of your business and your family. We specialize in helping you protect all of your assets, whether you're purchasing insurance for the first time or searching for better products at a better price. Feel free to contact us at 770-483-0310. We're conveniently located at 1030 Remington Drive in Conyers, Georgia. Visit us online at insurance-iaa.com. You're listening to the LouddMouth Radio Network.
Hello, I'm Denise Kennedy, owner of Shirley Girl Boutique. My brand is plus-size women fashion, sizes 1X to 3X, specializing in plus-size maxis and jumpsuits. I also offer African-inspired pieces, one size fit most. My ideal clients are beautiful plus-size and curvy women who looks like me and who has embraced their curves and loves what she wears. My goal as an image consultant is to provide style and fashion to complement those beautiful curves. If you're looking for plus-size maxis, jumpsuits, African pieces, please be so kind to visit my website at ShirleyGirlBoutique.com. Please like and follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Shirley Girl Boutique, or you can give me a call at 800-294-5497. We're open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can also browse and shop 24/7 at Shirley Girl Boutique. Before I leave, I want to say thank you and to let you know that plus size is not a curse, it's an extra dose of loving.
All right, guys, this is LouddMouth Radio producer Sonny. It is always a great time to think about what you want to do with your future, what type of business you may want to get involved in. You're looking for some opportunities. Always try to find out whatever is the best thing for yourself and figure out what may be of interest or some of your passions, and just try to navigate that scope and that compass from that direction. And I can assure you, you'll find your way. We want to invite you to be a part of our broadcast and listen to our content 24/7 on demand. So if you have an opportunity, follow us on your favorite networks, whether it's iHeartMedia, Stitcher, TuneIn, Apple, Google Podcasts, and tune in to our Tea Time segments, the Entrepreneur Academy, where you have an opportunity to hear from different entrepreneurs around the world that share their views, their struggles, their successes, the things that they're doing day to day to make changes in their communities. And maybe you can also get inspired to find out the next thing that you may want to take forward. LouddMouth Radio supports you. We believe in you. And we hope that all of our content empowers, inspires, and entertains.
You're listening to the LouddMouth Radio Network.
All right, so we're coming back from a commercial break. We had an opportunity before going to break to have an in-depth conversation with Ms. Turner, the owner of Turnkey Real Estate Brokerage in St. Petersburg, Tampa Bay. I have been able to say, Shawntavia, this has been a delight speaking to you from overall aspects, everything that you've been able to bring forth, and just really scope into your brokerage, and hopefully. As things are continuing to move forward, the St. Pete Tampa Bay market, there's this tremendous amount of opportunities, and people are looking to connect. And I think that you're offering some very in-depth knowledge in that area. So for those who have not made a decision of possibly figuring out who they may want to work with, if they want to get some property, and you got something you want to sell, you're looking like you want to invest some more, give Shawntavia Turner a call, as well as you can contact me, either one of us. We're here. Shawntavia, you've been able to navigate over the last 10 years your knowledge of real estate and just customer service. And as a native of Florida, I think that it's awesome that you've been able to stay grounded and put forth quite a bit of time into your market and helping people to navigate that process. Now that you are at a point of the top of 2020, what are some of your goals just from now to the end of the year that you can share on our radio network that maybe somebody can connect to help be a part of that process?
So, of course, anybody looking for an opportunity to get into real estate sales as an agent, I also own a school, which is called Turnkey School of Real Estate, and we provide the education requirements for you to become eligible to become a real estate agent in the state of Florida. We also do continuing education courses for those that are licensed and need that their CE credit, CEU credit. On top of that, we are, me and some partners got together, and we are actually opening up a title agency. So Turnkey Title is coming 2020 to add those services.
Very nice.
The House of Brands. So I'm definitely looking to connect with some title agents, licensed title agents that's looking for employment. Full-time, we are hiring for that, as well as anybody interested in getting into the real estate business. We definitely can help with that as well. And if you're more interested and being a part of the Turnkey family. I'm open to interviewing anybody or anybody interviewing me to see how we can build their business and grow together.
Sounds great, man. Sounds great. Shawntavia, thank you so much. I actually want to tell our audience that, it's the power of the internet is so significant. I was able to connect with Shawntavia. I think we're united on Facebook, on social media, and was able to see some of the awesome things that she's been doing. And I want to thank you for taking the time to give some insight about the Tampa Bay market, that you're there working day to day and in navigating that area to where you're able to combine your experiences and your knowledge and your expertise into a field that's so important. I tell anybody, purchasing real estate is probably going to be the largest thing that you ever invest in your life outside of yourself. It's a tangible thing that, like she said, is well worth whatever strategies that you want to implement, whether it's a primary home or investment home or investment property. You can always know that real estate is always going to have room for it, right? There's always going to be a market for it. Right. And I think a lot of times, people that may have bought before, 2008 may have had some rough experiences. Don't let that discourage you. Sometimes you just have to approach it differently. And know that when you buy, you need to have a strategy, which we say, either have an exit strategy, meaning that you're going to buy, and you have to buy in a position that if you're not going to buy and hold on to it, make sure that you're buying property to where you can leave yourself the room to profit. But if you're buying to hold, already, still make a plan, devise a plan. If you're going to live in the property, if you need to make repairs to the property, if you're going to buy and hold and rent the property, there's a lot of opportunities there as well. So, but all of it still takes a carefully thought out, process, and I'm gonna always encourage people, don't feel like, you go through the process of being pre-qualified and, maybe you could be pre-qualified up to $450,000. That does not mean that you have to buy at the top of your budget.
Correct.
Especially if you're a first-time buyer. I don't advise that. And sometimes you'll have, agents and different people who they know you've been pre-qualified. They find out how much you're pre-qualified for, and they try to blast you out and try to push you that way. So these are things that you need to know, that is not necessarily the process that you want to take. And if you don't feel comfortable, you never feel like you have to stay inside of a situation that you're not comfortable with. You know what I mean? So I think one of my biggest things is always make sure that you're comfortable with the person that you're working with. And don't be afraid to ask questions, and make sure that they understand enough of what your needs are. And if you're not sure, that's okay too. You don't have to feel pressed, right?
Right, absolutely. But but we get free consultations at Turnkey. Yeah, but we get free consultations at Turnkey. So anybody, we get free consultations at Turnkey. So anybody interested in investing or purchasing property and don't know where to start and don't know the best options for them, we are open to sitting down with you and explaining that and devising the best pathway to whatever your goals are. I can be found on the website, turnkeytampa.com, on Facebook, Turnkey Tampa, on Instagram, it's Turnkey Tampa, and the phone number 727-256-8619.
Wonderful. And as far as anyone making a approach to Shawntavia, if you heard about her on the radio network, please let her know that you heard about her company on LouddMouth Radio. And Shawntavia, keep us posted, honey. I'm really appreciative. I know that we're going to do some things together beyond today. And yes, and I'm so grateful for your time this morning. I'm going to go ahead and you're welcome. You're welcome, honey. I'm going to bid you farewell and let you get on with the rest of your day. And we'll talk soon.
Okay, thank you.
You're so welcome, honey. All right, good people. We are concluding today's show of LouddMouth Radio's Off the Market, a real estate show focusing and discussing all things real estate. I don't know about you, but, this is the time a lot of people are going to be getting some substantial amount of money back this time of year. And each and every year, I'm sure there's a number of people that are like, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I don't know how many of you guys stick to it, but my suggestion definitely is to invest in yourself, meaning if that means, working on your credit. And, one of the things that I'm really encouraged and happy about is that with this show, hopefully you learn something new about real estate. And if you have questions, maybe you have something that you want to ask, maybe you have some things you're not sure about or you want to draw to our attention, we're going to invite you to go to our website, LouddMouthRadio.com, which is 2 Ds. And you can go to our contact page, send us a message. If you have some topics, if you have somebody you think that we should know about that's navigating in the real estate market, whether they're licensed agent, licensed broker, dealing with mortgages, just all various different things. We're open to it, and we hope that you're able to get something from each time that we're able to come on air and have these discussions. So, as always, we're so grateful that you're taking the time to listen to our content, listen to our network, share, tell a friend, connect with us. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter. Make sure you put those 2 D's in, and we look forward to talking to you soon.
You're listening to the LouddMouth Radio Network.